Hey, welcome back, YouTubers, Chromebookers. We are just doing a really simple application just to see how Cloud9 works. Last video, we have a basic index HTML we created, and we also linked in a style sheet over here. This is just a basic guide to getting going with coding and Cloud9, specifically targeted to people with Chromebooks. However, this will work for anyone that wants to go to Cloud9. So why don't we add a script? Let's try to make our web page a little dynamic, shall we? So we'll come over here, right-click, come down to New File, click that, and now we'll be prompted automatically to name our new file, and we'll just call it app.js. Bring that up. Now we've got that open. Okay. So over here, why don't we make a counter? So we'll give this an ID. We'll call this total. We're just going to make a simple counter. Maybe give it a couple buttons. Just an ID of plus. And make a second button. Give it an ID of minus. Okay, we've got our two buttons and we've got our total. Call it 0. Okay, so come over to our, let's link our script in first. So we'll link a script in. I like to put them at the bottom of the body tag. So we'll just go script, right? And it's going to automatically generate all that for us, which is pretty cool. And all we have to do is provide the source, which in this case is going to be app.js. Save it. Now over at app.js, let's grab those buttons. So we'll say var plus equals document, and you'll notice it. Once you type a couple things, it's going to give you suggestions, and it kind of fills in on the screen there. Now see where it says, okay, it's going to put the element ID string. So basically, we're just going to grab plus by its ID. We're going to grab minus by its ID. And we'll grab total by its ID as well. Let's say do it vanilla JavaScript style. And then we'll say plus dot add event listener, call it click as the type of event listener, and then of course this is going to take a callback function. Like so. We'll say let's give ourselves a variable too. Say count equals 0. And we'll add an event listener on click. We're going to say count plus plus. And then we'll say minus add event listener click callback function. Count minus minus. This is might take me a minute to figure out how to get this working correctly. And we'll say total dot inner HTML. I forget if you say equals here. We'll say equals count. I forget if it's equals or parentheses. We shall soon find out, huh? Save that. See if this works. Okay, no worky worky. Oh no, it does work. I just had to bring it out to the browser. Fantastic. You can see it's as easy as that. Oh, it does work in here. I just wasn't patient enough, or maybe I didn't refresh it, but basically it's just as simple as that. We've created a counter. We could go over this again. This is just vanilla JavaScript 101 basically. Right here, we're grabbing plus, minus, and total by their ID, and see how we have the script. We have the script running here, and we place it just before the closing body tag. Common practice for most scripts, not all, but most, is like put it right there. So here we've given the ID of minus and plus, and our H2 starts with a value of 0, but its ID is total, right? So in our script, see, we're able to reference these. We just say document.getElementById, and we refer to the ID, and we assign them variable names, right? And then this count variable is just a variable that's internal to our JavaScript, right? That keeps track of the actual count. So how you add event listeners is very simple. In vanilla JavaScript, you just say add event listener. You specify the type of event listener as the first argument to the add event listener function. And the second argument is a function in itself called a callback function. So basically, it's listening for a click, and when it hears that click, it's going to fire this function. And in this function, we take our internal count variable, it's stored in memory, and we just add 1 with a plus plus. We could just say count plus equals 1. We could say count equals count plus 1, but this is the best and easiest lingo for that, or syntax, if you will. And then we just say total.innerHTML. That's how we assign what's inside of total. So total, if you look back, is this H2 tag, and we're assigning this inner HTML, which is just what's in between the brackets right there, okay? And we're assigning that to the new value of count every single time we have a click event, right? And since count starts at 0, we can just put 0 in here for a starter, and it's going to get overwritten every time there's a click event on either the minus or the plus. So this is bare bones, basic project with an index.html. It's got a CSS. We'll call it style.css, and it's got a very simple vanilla JavaScript program associated with it, where we can increment and decrement a counter. I hope you enjoyed this basic coding video. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm not sure where exactly I'm going to take it. I might take it to show you how to, maybe a little thing, we'll start using the terminal down here. And I like to use Sass. I like to use this, it's a preprocessor for CSS called Sass. And it just kind of gives you some extended functionality and some cool features when you're writing your CSS. But in order to be able to use that in here, we're going to need to bring it into the project. So I might show you that next. There's also hooking this up to GitHub and Git. We might get into that next. So stay tuned for the next video, guys. All right, thanks.